everyone, and welcome back. My name is Joe, aka Joe the Wellness Curator, and this is the Obsidian Mindset Podcast, where we are redefining what wellness means to you. This is BTG 006, How I Became a Plant Zaddy. BTG, Behind the Gem, is where we kind of have a discussion about what went through my mind or last episode or things that came afterwards. So my adventure with plants. I was produced from a family, two parents that have a green thumb, to say the least, like a big garden in the back and the front yard, plenty of flowers. That's the way I grew up. My mom actually she used to win all these block awards for best garden. Like they would come around and take pictures, and she like went over the neighborhood or the zip code. She used to love it. And that gene just never came to me. Like and we also had like plants inside. We had like never got it. And I never appreciated it. All the way until the pandemic. It's funny because 3 years ago, my mom was like, all right, I'm going to give you a plant. I'm going to give you a basic plant. And I'm not going to tell you any of the names of these plants because I don't know them. But she gave me a plant that was like my starter plant. And I didn't really treat it right. I like did enough where if it was alive, but it wasn't flourishing. So I had that in my apartment for maybe a year, and it just in that state of life. I don't know. I would say it was like in limbo because it wasn't really like producing flowers, but it was still alive. So during the pandemic, being in my apartment all the time when it first started, so this was March 2020, I was like, let me move this plant into like the light, right? Now, step one, let me move the plant into the light. And then I started watering it more frequently. It was in my view. I was watching it, and then it got better. It started to grow. And I was like, oh wow, this is kind of cool. And then I ended up getting another plant. She gave me a second one. That one was, it's the one with the vines. I'm not even gonna. Pathos. There we go. So she gave me that. So I had both of them, and they were just growing. I was like, wow, okay. So then I got another plant. It was actually I was gifted a plant. I'm not gonna say where I got it from, but this one was really important, very special to me. Because I got a tip a few years back or a few months back, somewhere on social media, and basically the tip said to name the plant after yourself. And when you do that, you'll be more likely to remember to water it, to more likely to take care of it, and also use it as a reminder to take care of yourself and to water yourself or to drink water. And ever since I started doing that, taking care of it, my baby has grown. Joe has grown 2 additional leaves, flourishing in the sun. But I also learned to remember, let me take care of me when I'm taking care of it, or when I see it in the corner of my eye because it's in my proximity. I'm like, oh, okay, how? And it's like a trigger for me to just like check in with myself. So great tip if you don't have a plant, or if you sometimes forget to take care of yourself or self-care. I love the tip of naming after yourself. So here we are, a whole year later after the pandemic started, and I'm like 7 plants in, right? And I get it now. Like, just like I said in the last episode, what plants do to the environment, just being in your room and being in your house. Besides like giving extra oxygen, right? There's a lot of benefits of having plants in your house, but just the vibe is different. But the process of taking care of the plant is another thing, right? And almost to this point of feeling like a ritual or something spiritual about taking care of plants. When you think about like the dirt and just, I don't know, being one with the plant, it has calming effects. And just to see something that you are taking care of grow, right? I think there's another aspect of having that feeling in your apartment. And it feels a warm and natural environment, which goes back to our environment conversation from last episode. So that's all that to say. That made me I went from one plant that was struggle, my first struggle plant. Shout outs to mom. Mother's Day just passed, so shout out to mom for putting me on, to allowing me to embrace my green thumb. I definitely the first the first flower that bloomed from it, the one that I was neglecting for a year, I definitely took a picture, sent it to her. I was like, "What do I do? This one is starting to the leaves are starting to burn. What do I do?" So, thank you. That gotta give her a shout out for helping me through the process of that. But I think now I get it, and now I'm starting to appreciate not only that and having it around, but what nature means, and why it's important to us, and why we should see it in our atmosphere, as well as taking care of it. But that's all I have to say for today. Kept it nice and short and sweet. Appreciate everyone for continue supporting, showing the love, telling me, giving me different topics, giving me ideas, giving me memes, giving me emails, giving me support. Got some really exciting things coming up next. So hang in there. Stay tuned. You know where to find me. You can find me on IG at Joe the Wellness Curator or the Obsidian Mindset. All right. And once again, thank you for picking you today, and I'll see you later.